When a woman removes her garment, she also removes the respect that is hers. Adversity has the effect of drawing out strength and qualities of a man that would have laid dormant in its absence. Of all men's miseries the bitterest is this, to know so much and to have control over nothing. Great things are won by great dangers. It is better by noble boldness to run the risk of being subject to half of the evils we anticipate, than to remain in cowardly listlessness for fear of what might happen. Far better it is to have a stout heart always, and suffer one's share of evils, than to be ever fearing what may happen. Very few things happen at the right time, and the rest do not happen at all. The conscientious historian will correct these defects. Of all possessions a friend is the most precious. It is better to be envied than pitied. In peace sons bury fathers, but war violates the order of nature, and fathers bury sons. If you have 2 loaves of bread, keep one to nourish the body, but sell the other to buy hyacinths for the soul. The Chaldeans, Ethiopians and Egyptians have thick lips, broad nose, woolly hair, and they are burnt of skin. The worst pain a man can suffer, to have insight into much and power over nothing. Circumstances rule men, men do not rule circumstances. Where wisdom is called for, force is of little use. The most hateful grief of all human griefs is to have knowledge of a truth, but no power over the event. Force has no place where there is need of skill. A multitude of rulers is not a good thing. Let there be one ruler, one king. The secret of success is that it is not the absence of failure, but the absence of envy. All of life is action and passion, and not to be involved in the actions and passions of your time is to risk having not really lived at all. If a man insisted always on being serious, and never allowed himself a bit of fun and relaxation, he would go mad or become unstable without knowing it. Men trust their ears less than their eyes. All men's gains are the fruit of venturing. History is marked by alternating movements across the imaginary line that separates East from West in Eurasia. Haste in every business brings failures. I know that human happiness never remains long in the same place. He is the best man who, when making his plans, fears and reflects on everything that can happen to him, but in the moment of action is bold. Remember that with her clothes a woman puts off her modesty. Great deeds are usually wrought at great risks. The sun will not shine on any country that has borders with ours. But this I know, if all mankind were to take their troubles to market with the idea of exchanging them, anyone seeing what his neighbor's troubles were like would be glad to go home with his own. Civil strife is as much a greater evil than a concerted war effort as war itself is worse than peace. We have 2 useless gods who never leave our island, but like to dwell in it constantly, poverty and helplessness. As the old saw says well, every end does not appear together with its beginning. It's impossible for someone who is human to have all good things together, just as there is no single country able to provide all good things for itself. Men's fortunes are on a wheel, which in its turning suffers not the same man to prosper forever. The ear is a less trustworthy witness than the eye. Illness strikes men when they are exposed to change. In peace, children enter their parents. War violates the order of nature and causes parents to inter their children. The king's might is greater than human, and his arm is very long. A man calumniated is doubly injured, first by him who utters the calumny, and then by him who believes it. It is sound planning that invariably earns us the outcome we want. Without it, even the gods are unlikely to look with favor on our designs. I never yet feared those men, who set a place apart in the middle of their cities, where they gather to cheat one another, and swear oaths which they break. The trials of living and the pangs of disease make even the short span of life too long. Some give up their designs when they have almost reached the goal, while others, on the contrary, obtain a victory by exerting, at the last moment, more vigorous efforts than ever before. God does not suffer presumption in anyone but himself.